Everyone, this is Josh Osborn, and I wanted to make a Mac tutorial video for our new Mac users. I'm making this video with a MacBook Pro that I think is 4 years old. So yours will have these features, but yours might look a little different, and yours definitely has more features than mine. But this is going to be very basic, and I hope it'll be helpful. Of course, if you've been using a Mac for a while, a lot of this you probably already know. But you might find some new things useful. One of the first things is, how am I making this video? I'm making this video by using a screencast that Mac already has embedded that makes any screencast into an MP4 immediately that goes right to your desktop for you to use. And all you have to do is hold down the Command, Shift, and 5 button. If you hold those buttons down together at the same time, it'll set up a screen recording for you to make. If you use Shift Command 4, it's a screenshot, a photo. So you could capture a portion of a screen by holding down those buttons. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So what I'm going to go first to is just the desktop screen that you usually have presented to you with the Finder up in the corner. And next to it is the Apple. So if you just click on that really quick, that's where you could restart your computer, shut it down, put it to sleep, force quit some kind of apps that won't shut down or something like that. The only one we're going to really pay attention to is the About This Mac. So when you go to About This Mac, you get a little bit of an overview, tells you the size, your memory, and your processor is probably more powerful than mine because yours is newer, and what OS system, the operating system that you are under. Most of us, or we all, should be on Catalina right now as they go through a series of California landmarks. The other one you might want to check out is the tab here for storage. And it's going to calculate and tell me how it's broken up here. But you could just see how much space you're filling up on your MacBook. And a lot of us would have tons of space filled up probably if we connected our Photos app to this device. I recommend you do not do that. You don't put your personal photos onto your work MacBook. It'll fill up very quickly, right? We all have 10,000 photos or something like that. So you can see mine's mostly my iCloud drive, my documents, my apps, my messages. We'll get into that later because you can connect your iMessage, and the system processor. So that's how mine's set up. If yours just starts filling up, of course your computer will start acting slow, and you'll have to figure out how to make those adjustments. I do have some photos. I have like work photos on my computer. I just have those in a separate folder over here on the side, you could see. And it's like photos I take for work, and they need to be dragged and dropped to different places. I have maps for different things that we have at our school. So you are allowed to still have photos for work. I just wouldn't put them on the Photos app, which I'm pointing to down here at the bottom, which you might have on your phone, and you don't want those connected. All right, off of that and on to the next part. Under the Apple, there's also System Preferences. This also looks like gears down in the dock below here at the bottom, and it's similar to what iPhones show. So under System Preferences is just a way for you to kind of set a lot of things that you want set up on your computer. So like here's the trackpad. What kind of mouse speed do you want? Do you want your click to be medium, light, or firm? Do you want the tap to click, which drives me crazy, but it's something a lot of people are used to. So I don't like the tap to click. So if you've been tapping on files and you're wondering why they're not opening, it's because you don't have it clicked the way that might want it set up. So mess with that to see what kind of clicking firmness or haptic feedback you want. You might have noticed that if you press into the keypad a little bit deeper, you'll feel different gestures, different haptic feedbacks to let you know if you're pressing in or wanting to open a file or not. So do mess around with that. The more gestures is very important on a Mac. So Go through these and get used to a few. There's some that I really like the swipe between pages right now. He's showing you that if you use 3 fingers and move, you can go to multiple screens. So I might have a desktop here set up with maybe a Zoom meeting I'm running, but I don't want students to keep seeing when I go back to another document and I'm typing. And so you can go back and forth. It's like having multiple screens. You just set them and set different ones up. You could have 3, 4, 5. Right now I have 2 going. So that's just 3 fingers left and right. Now, if I want to pull up an app, I would use pinching my fingers together. What is that called? Launchpad. I just know it's like picking up coconut, like to put on my acai bowl. So you just bring your fingers together and you see all your apps. And you could use 2 fingers to swipe between all the apps you have on the computer. So that's just pinching together. And if you don't like seeing this and you're like, oh, this thing won't go away, you just click in the middle of them and you don't click on an app instead. So pinch together, click in between. Another good one is mission control. It's a 13-inch screen, and sometimes you're working on a lot of different things, right? So if I were to push up on with 3 fingers, you could see that I got system preferences open. I have Google Chrome, and I have a data graph thing on Keynote that I'm working on. So maybe I want to go back here to Chrome. I'm looking at a file. I need to go back to the document I'm working on and doing some data. I want to go back to system preferences because I'm talking to you. So 3 fingers up and down, and you can go between all your little screens that are driving you crazy. Launchpad, I showed you that one. Mission control, the 3 fingers up, and swiping to side. Those are most of the ones I would say I would concentrate on using. Going back into more system preferences, general, you could change the different colors on your bars and things like that. Maybe you want green. I like it on yellow. You want to switch different things. Just customize it for yourself. You could set things on light mode, dark mode, or auto. That means it tones down the screen with less blue filtering light in the evening, so it's not as harsh on your eyes. You might want to put that on. I have it on dark all the time because I'm on the computer way too much, like you, right? There's lots of different things to check out here. Default browsers, something you might want to change. I have mine on Chrome. I do like Chrome more than Safari, which is what a Mac comes with, right? So you can just go you can go Safari search, download Chrome for MacBook Pro, and you'll get a free download. The dock is this down here at the bottom. It's all your apps that you want to get to really quick. I have mine where it hides. So you could set that up. You could put it on the left, so they're on the side over here. Magnification, you could increase it, so when you're going through, they're easier for you to see. I guess I have mine at kind of medium. I don't feel like I need to see them that large. You could adjust the size of how big you want them. So there's lots of different things you could do with that dock. I have it so it is hiding when I'm not using it. I also have it like where it animates when it's opening. So if I click photos, it's going to start bouncing to tell me, hey, you're opening this app. So different things you could do with your dock. Mission Control Siri Spotlight. This is like your search bar. It's up here in the corner. You could search anything on your computer, and it's going to start finding things. So I have a file called secondary report card. I have multiple files of it. I have code sets, walkthrough data, code sets, or the definition of report card, or were you looking at some kind of a movie where you use the report card? These are screencasts that I've made. So Family Handbook has the word report card in it. So that's just an overall search bar to help you get to places. What else would be very helpful to you? Sound, of course. Adjust your sound. Bluetooth. What kind of devices are you trying to connect? I recommend you only connect one, so your computer is not trying to constantly connect to different devices. Apple ID and family sharing. This is kind of helpful. Right now, I have an Apple ID, osbornateacher@gmail.com, And you can see what I have connected. Like I got a lot of Mac products. My phone is called Zelda 3. My Apple TV is Zelda. I have a couple 27 inches at home because those are my wife's computers for design, and of course this one. Um, Depending on how much you want everything being connected together, you would set that up here. Notice I have some things checked and some things not checked. I don't want my photos on my phone to appear on my work computer, so I don't have it checked. But I do want my contacts because I have text messaging on my computer set up. So down, did I move my dock over here? I forgot to move it back. See, I'm gonna have to move it back. I don't like it like this. There's text messages. I got 2 right now. So to me, it's convenient to swipe up and down and have my text open because I'm trying to connect with teachers in emergencies and deal with emails at the same time. So if you like your text messages to be linked, then you can set that up with your iCloud being linked to this computer. I have files linked, so if it's on my phone, it's on my computer at home, it's also on my computer here. Same with my notes and my reminders and my calendars. So to find my Mac as well, in case my phone gets lost, I could type it into here and it'll tell me the location of my phone. So there's different things you could set up there in your iCloud, especially if you are an Apple ID user, like you have an iPhone. Desktop, you could set up different screensavers, different background pictures. That's totally up to you. I think, what do I have mine on? Every day, I must have a picture in the background that I chose every day. Oh yeah, I guess so. Just a little design. But you could change that, pick something different, or change the picture so it rotates randomly, or every hour, or every 5 seconds, or something like that. That'll probably drive you crazy. What else? Screensaver. You can set up different screensavers, but what's interesting with screensavers is the button down here are hot corners. And you can choose what you want to appear in these different corners when you go to those with a mouse. So up at this right corner of my screen is Start Screensaver. So if I go up here, I'm not even sure if it's recording anymore. I've never done that during a recording. It goes right to my screensaver. Application windows, Launchpad, Notification Center. So if I go up here in the corner, my Notification Center just opened. It tells me the day. I have it customized. Oh, first thing on my calendar today is my son's birthday. He's 12 years old. I have a calculator, weather for the places that are important to me, like Moscow, Russia, as you can see. So my notifications open. If you have some of these set up and you click these things on accident, it might drive you crazy. So you could turn them off and not have any. Just have it like that. So I like it with Start Screensaver because if I walk away from my computer and I have emails open or something, I just swing my mouse up to the corner, and then it's not divulging private emails to everybody in the world. So, all right, I think we'll leave that there, and I will quit System Preferences. You don't want to have all your apps open on your computer, right? So one way to do that, if I hit the X here, it goes away, but System Preferences could still be open. So make sure you quit these apps. I would go to System Preferences and quit, or get really used to hitting Command Q. So I don't want to be in System Preferences. Up in the corner, it tells me I'm in System Preferences, so I will hit Command Q. And it's gone. And I don't want to be in Keynote anymore. So I clicked on Keynote. It says I'm in Keynote. I don't want to be there. Command Q. Now it says I'm in Finder, but it looks like I'm on Chrome, right? That's because I'm not clicked on it. So I'll click. Now I'm back in Chrome. Do I want to make any preferences to my Chrome? Do I want to set it as like certain bookmarks, which I have a million bookmarks so for Chrome? You could change all kinds of things while you're in an app by going up to the app and choosing its preferences. I do need to be in Chrome, but right now I want to search some stuff, some files on my computer. So I'm going to swipe away everything. That's kind of like the opposite of grabbing the coconut. I'm swiping my fingers outward on my trackpad, and now I'm looking at my desktop, and I have some files, folders. I like how I need things organized. This was a failed screen recording. I'm going to drag it and put it in the trash can, which is here, and now it's in the trash. And I need to open some files or look for some things. So for a Mac, that is, you could do Command N for new file window, or new Finder window, or you could just click on the Finder and say, I want a new Finder window. But notice there it tells you the shortcut. So here it is. My desktop here, it shows me my files, and there's different ways you could view them. So some people like seeing things as like squares, or a list that opens up to more lists. So I could see my thank yous. I love it when parents tell me how much they appreciate a teacher or something that's going on in the school, so I screenshot them for my own therapy. When I need a boost, I can go back and look at the parents that are really telling us how much we're making a difference, right? But I have it on multi-screen, so I also have a what we're about, which leads to more screenshots. So you could set that view up right here. You could also do a more intimate view of each file. I'm not going to click that because it might brag about a teacher that's going to be shy and embarrassed about this big shout out. So, but you could have that view as well, and it really lets you see into every single file the details. You know what? I'll do calendars. There you go. So I could just swipe between these, look at different calendars, and then go, oh yeah, that's the one I wanted to open. Second session from 2018. I need that file. And then you click on it and open it. All right. I think that was a lot for a really quick basics tutorial. Mess around with all those system preferences though to make your computer comfortable for you. And I would challenge you, definitely get used to all the swiping, bringing your apps out, pushing all your different screens up with 3 fingers, swiping with 4 to go to a different desktop so that you are able to be organized. Because on a little 13-inch screen, after a while, it feels like you just have way too many things open. All right, I hope that gives a little bit of feedback. Please write to me if you're like, I would like to know a little more about this, and I'd be happy to help you out. Thanks.